Welcome, everybody, to the Cruise in Review Podcast. I'm Blake.
And I'm Audrey.
Welcome to this edition of the show, episode 12. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Make sure you get all the latest video content from Cruise in Review. Also, audio streaming options available. Go to cruisenreview.com/podcast or wherever you get your podcast that is available. Also streaming on TuneIn as well as Alexa. Make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. That's Norris Frog. He is our executive producer. We are the only podcast in the Western Hemisphere with a Build-A-Bear executive producer. So very proud to have him on the show. And, of course, remember that anything that you see or do that you would like to do during these podcasts, Cruise in Review is also a full-service travel agency specializing in cruises, but can take you anywhere in the world. Flights, hotels, condos, anything. We are also a full-service travel agency. So if any of this strikes your fancy and you want to travel with us, just contact us. Go to CruiseNReview.com.
Absolutely. Hey, and don't forget to follow Norris Frog on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Norris Frog, because he posts a lot of fun content and does giveaways and some different things throughout the year. So make sure to follow him as well.
Absolutely. So on this episode of the show, which is episode 12, we are talking about the vacation mindset, finding your vacation zen. What are we talking about? So one, this is something I have personally dealt with. I think everybody does to an extent. That is when you travel, you go on vacation, getting into the vacation mindset. It can be difficult. It's more difficult than you would think. Like, I'm somewhere pretty, I'm somewhere beautiful, I'm away from the office, but something tends to happen to people when they get on vacation.
Yeah, especially if you have to do a lot of travel before you get to your final destination, you know, whether it's on an airplane or in a car, that can always be a little high stress situation that causes you not to be fully relaxed by the time you get to your destination when you think, hey, you didn't have to go to work today, but travel can be a little stressed depending on where you're going or what you're doing.
I want to be clear too that we are not therapists. And I'm not great at this. This is not like, so where I'm coming from, but these are things I'm working on. And I'm going to try to give you like the mindset that I try to get into when I travel to avoid what we call the kind of the stressful vacation experience. And there are some things we have learned. There are some lessons that I've learned, and you're not going to be perfect. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to get stressed, and it's just part of it. And traveling can be stressful. But we're just trying to give you kind of what we do and what we think when it comes to traveling, to try to make sure that you have the vacation mindset. It's kind of like this, like a self-help episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do in advance, whether that's pre-booking things or pre-packing things or taking something that you feel a little more comfortable, you know, having. I mean, there's just so many things you can do in advance, you know, to your trip that's going to really help you make sure you have the most enjoyable time for however long you're going to be gone. So
to start this, I think we should start with what causes stress typically when traveling. First of all, just the general stresses of travel. So that's the transportation, typically a flight, which air travel gets more and more stressful by the day. But also transportation when you get there. How are you going to get to where you're going? You're going to rent a car, you can do these things. That can cause a lot of stress. Not having comforts of home, right? Maybe the bed's not as comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't have your favorite shampoo.
Yeah.
Just kind of stupid, but I mean, I know that happens. Not having, the food or the whatever, everything's just kind of there. So the comforts of home. I mean, hey, language barriers. Knowing where you're going, knowing how to get places. Maybe it's your favorite restaurant. Maybe you're a picky eater. I don't know. Being in unfamiliar territory also kind of goes in that. Not knowing where you're at. I mean, that causes a natural amount of stress. Is that I know how to get around, and maybe it's a place. Maybe you travel the same place every year. Maybe you're very comfortable with certain places. I know we're that way. And then you go step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and that causes stress because you really don't know what you're doing. Expenses are a big one. Expenses get people every time. You're down there, you're having fun, and the next thing you know, maybe the budget's gotten a little out of control.
Yeah.
The kids are eating out of house and home, and now all of a sudden, the expenses, and now you're not having fun anymore because now you're like, man, I spent so much money. the people you are traveling with.
That's a big one.
Holy cow.
That is the big one.
Yeah, you travel with the wrong people.
Yeah, you definitely need to make sure you think about who you're going to travel with, and because when you stay in hotels or you rent an Airbnb or something like that, you're with these people all day long, and they may or may not live in your household, so it can be a little different experience when you decide to travel with them. Make good decisions.
And if you are traveling with a group of people, they directly impact your vacation mindset. So you guys get together before your trip and watch this episode together on the vacation mindset. Make sure this is the mindset we're going to have. This is the things we're going to do. And you're not going to screw my vacation. But trust me, nothing will mess a vacation up better than going with people who you don't like being with. But there are ways to deal with that should you think, oh, these people will be fun to travel with. And now they're all of a sudden you realize that they're psychopaths about halfway through the trip.
Yeah.
And it happens. It happens to everybody. But just know that, and not that like they may be great people, but they don't align with you. Maybe they don't like the same things you like. Maybe they are always late. Maybe it could be anything, but there are ways to deal with that. And part of that is getting into the vacation mindset. Issues that do arise. Flight gets canceled. Maybe you have an issue with your room. Something breaks. Something tears up. You lose your wallet. Anything like that. Crowds. That'll get you every time.
Yeah.
So
long lines.
Yeah, big long lines, crowded places. Social media. Trying to compete with the vacations of others, trying to keep up with social media, trying to keep a certain image going that my trip is perfect and I've got to take this Instagram photo and everybody's going to do this, or you're just generally, I think the biggest thing is you saw somebody go on a trip and now I've got to do all of these things that they did because my vacation's not going to live. There's who gives a damn?
Yeah, I agree.
Who gives a damn what Susie across the street did on her vacation? It's your vacation.
You need to do what you want to do. You need to, if you want to post on social media and show that you're having a good time, that's A-okay. But don't let it overwhelm your vacation. Don't get stressed out about trying to post what you're just so, show Sally Sue down the street what you've done. Post it later. Post it when you get back. Don't stress out over trying to make an Instagram story or a TikTok or, all the things that they have today.
Yeah. And we do that because this is a job for us at times. Not that traveling is a job. It's always fun, but we do that. But we have gotten into trips where before the trip went on, we said, man, we really need to recharge our batteries. We're not doing any, and you'll notice our April trip where we had a family tragedy right before we went. It was not, so we didn't do anything. We posted no social media. We posted nothing. We didn't do anything before we went. And so it's okay if you like to do that. I like to share our photos. Our family likes to share our photos. That's kind of how we got into the blog and podcast thing.
Yeah.
But just don't go overboard with it and never get into this habit of trying to compete or impress others with your vacations.
Yeah.
Don't. We're trying to impress you with our vacations because we want you to buy them from us.
Yeah, book it. Hey.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about some of those issues, right? But how do we combat vacation stress? I think that is, these things are going to happen. You're going to be uncomfortable at times. You're going to travel with people that maybe you don't like. Issues are going to arise. You're going to feel like you need to do certain things. Expenses are going to get carried away. But how do we combat those things? That is the answer, because all of the top area are somewhat unavoidable.
Yeah.
Some of them you can control, but I would say transportation, expenses, comforts of home, issues, crowds, the people you're traveling with are almost unavoidable. So how do we deal with that? That has a lot to do with the vacation mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. And pre-planning. And, I think we talked on the last podcast about being flexible. Always think about option B, option C. If something arises, go ahead and have those kind of thoughts in your mind. So this way, when something does happen, you know what to do. It doesn't take it. You don't freak out. You don't get in a high stress situation. You just figure it out. And so then you can move on to the next thing that's hopefully a much more fun part of your vacation than if something went wrong.
So to combat vacation stress, we have, how many step plan is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An 8-step plan, which you can tell was very well prepared leading into the podcast. This is not all of them, but these are some things as I thought about this that I wanted to do. So one, it's the RPR plan. Research, plan, relax.
Okay? The RPR.
I just made that up.
I love
Hang
that.
on. Applause.
North Star's going to take the soundboard.
No, he doesn't like the soundboard. So first of all, do your research. Research will help you with things like being in unfamiliar territory, expenses, transportation, potential issues that arrive. Do your research. Know ahead of time as much as you can about your destination. It's part of the fun. Okay? Plan very, very well. That will help you with transportation. Think through your plans. Have a plan. You don't have to overplan, but have a plan. Have a plan B. Should things go wrong? Should your flight get delayed? Know those things. And so if something happens, then you're immediately, and that also helps. The plan and the research will help with crowds, issues, people you're traveling with, transportation, expenses, unfamiliar territory. And it solves basically all but the social media problem, which you can handle by just don't think that way.
Yeah.
Okay?
So
research plan.
RPR.
Yeah. And then the relax is you've done all that. You have a plan. You've done what you needed to do. Just relax. Just stop laughing.
I didn't. Wait a minute.
Nobody messes with my mind. Stop it. I'm trying to get in the vacation mindset, and you're over there just chuckling.
What do you do? Go to the bathroom and do that in the airport?
If I'm doing it in the bathroom, I am not relaxing. I assure you. If you hear that noise, call for help. I assure you, call for help. But
I will say, listen here. I know what we try to sell these. We talk about wanting to book vacations. We post things on Facebook and whatnot, trying to get you to show you what we're doing so we can then book the trip for you. But you do, and I do so much research before we go on these places. We like to go off the beaten path. We like to venture out, and you cannot do that without doing research.
Yes.
You need to make sure you know where you're going. You need to make sure you have a plan, and then you can relax. It's real, easy. If you just take the time before you go somewhere, remember the RPR.
And just, if you don't want to do any of that or that sounds stressful to you, just work with a travel agent like us.
Hey!
So, if you want to work with a travel agent, they will do the research and the planning for you, so you can skip R and P and just go straight to the last R. Relax. We'll do that for you. That's kind of what we do. We're not going to put you in a spot where you're not going to like it. And if we do, we'll fix it. We'll take care of it.
Absolutely.
We'll take it somewhere else. Prepay what you can. This is big when it comes to expenses. Make sure to prepay what you can. I can't tell you enough about people getting caught in a trap of thinking that, this is only so many dollars, or this hotel room is this, or this condo is this, and not taking into account food, not taking into account transportation, not taking into account extracurricular activities. It's why we're such big fans of cruises.
Yeah.
A lot of the transportation, you can prepay for drinks, you can prepay for a lot of the stuff. So if the cruise cost you for two people $3,000, that's just about it. You go pay for a $3,000 condo on the beach, that's not anywhere close to it. You're going to be looking closer to $5,000 or $6,000, especially if you've got a large family. And that's where people get on over their head. So prepay when you can. And if you can't prepay, put that money aside and do either a separate account to where you are using that as kind of money that you're not worried about. But even the pre-planning can come into play there. If you can't prepay, kind of map it out so you know what you're going to spend. And again, you work with a travel agent, we can help you do that. We try to include everything in our quotes. Some of it you may do, some of it you may not, but it kind of tells you the real cost of your vacation, not just the base cost, because there is a big difference. Here's one. Be careful who you travel with.
Yeah.
That directly affects people who you travel with. Just because they're your best buddy, that you may not be compatible and everything. Just make sure that before you take off out of the country or on a cruise or on some week-long vacation where you're stuck with them, that you know and you're going to be able to travel with the people that you travel with.
Yeah, and it's so important, in my opinion, the people that you pick to travel with, they need to like the same things you like. You need to make sure if you're deciding to travel, whether it's in-laws or older kids and their spouses, you need to make sure if you're a beach goer and you want to go to the beach, you better pick somebody that is also a beach goer, because that's probably not going to end too well, and then everybody's going to be upset because you didn't get to go to the beach and they didn't want to go to the beach. And so you need to make sure that who you're picking is going to be somebody that likes the same things you like, or there's options for everybody. You
don't want to book a nice condo on the beach and you get down there and you're just looking to sitting under the umbrella with your feet in the sand, and then you get there and you find out that one of them's allergic to sand.
Yeah.
End your time in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just they can be your best buddies. Maybe you guys need to go to the mountains together, but you're not beach people. And the same people you go to the beach to may not be your mountain people, or
your river people,
or your golfing buddies may not. Just. And if you are going to travel with people that maybe you don't, that's where the flexibility comes into play. Select vacations that fit your personality. Not everybody likes the beach, and that's okay. We love it. That's our favorite thing. But if you don't like it, don't go to the beach.
Yeah, there's so much more to go do. Go climb the mountains, go on a trail, go camping, go hiking. I mean, you don't have to, when you think of vacation, you definitely don't have to just think beach vacation, and that's what we always talk about. We book more than cruises. There is so much more to do than just a cruise.
It may not be for you. And we talk to people sometimes, and we realize quickly that they're not going to be good cruisers, that they may not like this, or they may not like this cruise line. That's another thing. People don't understand. Not all cruises are created equally.
Yeah.
When we talk to somebody, if you tell us, I don't really want a lot of kids, we're going to start going down a different avenue. Then somebody says, I'm taking my 4 kids, and they're very active. We're not all of them are created the same, but pick one that fits your personality. Pick a time of year that fits your personality. Don't just get stuck. And again, don't try to compete with other people on their vacations. Just because somebody else went to London on their vacation, if you don't like flying, that's probably not for you.
Yeah.
Just don't get caught in that trap.
Yeah. Absolutely. And don't think you have to do something just because that's what you think you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
When you think, well, I'm going on vacation, I have to go to the beach. No, it's your vacation. Do whatever you like. I mean, but what you like to do, I'm sure we can help you find whatever it is, whatever hobby or thing you like to do in your pastime, we'll find you something.
I think people do get caught in that trap too. I'm on vacation. I've got to go do something every waking moment, or I'm at the beach. I've got to go to the beach. No, you don't. You're on vacation. If you just want to sit around and watch Netflix that morning, you're on vacation.
Yeah.
And I don't urge people to sit in the house the entire time, but if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once again, just because so-and-so down from you did all of these things and did this and that and the other, you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to, or you can do as much. And again, don't trap yourself. That's a very good point you made. Don't trap yourself into having to do anything. You were on vacation.
Yeah.
You don't have to do crap.
Yeah, I mean, that's really going to help your vacation mindset. Is do what you want to do or what you feel like doing. Don't run yourself ragged to the point where when you get home, you feel like you need another vacation because you didn't get any rest. Now, if you're the type of person, because I feel like when we were younger and in college, I mean, I felt like we were, and we still do this, but we go because that's what we like to do, though. We like to go and explore. But if you're somebody that, like Blake said, wants to sit in your condo and read a book, or don't feel like you have to go run and do all these activities because that's what you feel like you need to do because you're in a new place.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely going to help your vacation mindset, which is what we're talking about.
Be mindful of dates and peak travel seasons.
Yes.
Now, some people, if you got kids, the summer may be the only time you can go, but that's very, very busy. It's a busy time for cruises. Ships are selling at capacity. 4th of July week, you have the beaches are crowded, all of those things. So be mindful of that. But let's say you're going to Europe. Their peak travel times are different.
Alaska?
Alaska, is, but most of that's going to be in the summer.
Yeah.
So if you can go around the edges of summer, you want to catch good weather. But, first of all, the Caribbean, the weather's terrific. Weather's better in February than it is in the summer.
Yeah.
And if you can go outside of those peak travel times, maybe a good opportunity, especially if you're trying to avoid the crowds.
And that kind of goes back to the RPR too. Do your research. Because if you're going to a place you've never been before, typically you can look it up, or hey, ask your local travel agent. You can look up when when the peak time is to go to Disney World. When's the peak time to go on a cruise, go to the beach, go to the mountains. What does the weather look like in Alaska? When's the perfect time to decide when to go? Because in Alaska, there are people that go in the middle of the summer and they're wearing shorts. So if you don't want to go and have to layer up, I mean, maybe we need to book you a trip in June or July if that's where you want to go. So do your research. That kind of goes back to the RPR.
That also affects pricing. It affects all kinds of things. But trying to pick your spots when you go places, we don't consider 4th of July a travel week for us.
No.
Everywhere is too crowded. The cruises are at capacity. We've done it. There's too many people. We don't have any kids, so we kind of try to dodge that a little bit. And we don't consider that. If that's the only we can go, it's the only we can go.
Yeah.
But be aware, it's going to be crowded. So you're going to have to get in the right mindset going into it, that's when everybody else is going.
Yeah.
And if you can avoid those peak times, avoid them. I get they're unavoidable, but if you can, don't just go in July because that's when you go on vacation. If you have no kids, maybe you're empty nesters, or maybe you don't have kids like us who don't have kids yet, you just go. Just go some other time.
Yeah.
Let them have summer. We'll have another time of year.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Carry travel insurance. That's another one. Any issues that arise. We are, You're not going to go on a trip with us without us hounding you about travel insurance. Yes, we sell it, but we carry it too. Go with travel insurance. It gives you peace of mind.
Yes.
While you're traveling, if any issues arise, it also covers you from an expense standpoint. So that covers 2 of our typical stresses of travel. Again, work with a travel agent, but focus and prepare. Focus and prepare with the vacation mindset. Do it. No shrug. Do it. He's not going to do it. Okay.
He thinks you're weird.
So what is the vacation mindset? What is the vacation mindset? The definition, the CruiseNReview definition, vacation mindset. This is original copy here. Embrace the adventure of the journey and the beauty of the destination.
That was a deep. Let's go for the soundboard again.
Embrace the adventure of the journey and the beauty of the destination. The journey is part of the adventure. Think your vacation starts when you leave the house, not when you get to your destination. I know flying can be crazy. I know, but that's part of it. It's getting there can be half the fun if you get in the right mindset. Okay? On that note, slow down, breathe, and be flexible. Slow down.
Absolutely.
It's not a race.
No.
In fact, the faster you go, the quicker it's going to be over.
Hey, and I promise you, get up a little early. Make sure you're prepared before you leave your house. Get all your stuff in the car the night before. I mean, it's going to help you slow down and relax a little bit. And something we always try to do too, because you talked about your vacation starts as soon as you leave the house. If you're on your way to the airport, or even when you're at the airport, do fun things like stop at a Buc-ee's, the gas station on the way, or go to a place you don't normally have, or normally, you don't normally eat breakfast. Do fun things that are the start of the vacation. Make a vacation playlist, and listen to that on your way to the airport. Do things that make you feel like you are on vacation from the minute you walked out your door. Got in the car and started going to wherever it is you're going.
Have a drink at the airport. Always knocks the edge off. Find somewhere to eat.
On the Mexican restaurant.
Download you some movies, whatever you need to do. But again, slow down, and then be sure at some point just to stop, take a deep breath. Remember you're on vacation. Just breathe, and then again, be flexible. When things happen, plans will change, stuff will pop up. Just know we'll figure it out. We'll keep going. Be flexible. We say that all the time on the podcast. Be sure at some point during your vacations, especially if you're traveling in large groups, find a quiet place where you can recharge. Find times and places where you can stop for just a minute. Enjoy the beauty of your surroundings, and just breathe and enjoy it and say, almost, and we've been joking about meditation on this. It's really not a joke. But, take a moment. When I say meditate, I don't mean that. I mean just slow down for a minute.
Yeah.
Just stop. Take some you time if you need it. Take a nap. Just relax and recharge. Focus on making memories. Keep in mind that there's going to be a point in time on your trip that you're going to wish so bad the week after that you're going to wish you were right there.
Yeah.
And soak that in.
Yeah.
Don't go so fast that you just blow right by it and you don't realize it's a great memory until it's already behind you.
Yeah.
These things are not easy to do, by the way. They sound easy, but they're not. But this is what I try to do on every trip. Think like you were on vacation and not like you were at work.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Vacation is not a problem that should be solved. It's not a problem that should be solved. It is a activity that should be enjoyed.
Yeah.
So stop thinking like you're the owner of your own company, like you are just a participant. Just go along with it.
Yeah.
It's not work. It's vacation. Don't make it that way.
Absolutely.
Let the room be a little bit messy. Eat dinner late. Don't do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But think like you were on vacation, not like you're at work.
Absolutely. And if there's something you want to go do it, because you don't have to be anywhere at a certain time. It is your vacation, So if you want to eat dinner late, like Blake said, do it. If you want to go get an ice cream cone right after breakfast, do it. You're on vacation. That's one thing that I always feel like we do is that we think of something crazy that we may want to go do. We just go do it because we're on vacation. You can't always do that at work because you have deadlines and stipulations and things you have to follow and time schedules. Don't do that on vacation. Just do whatever you want to do. Do whatever your party wants to do, and don't make it stressful.
If you want to run down the hallway naked, just do it.
But
Tell them CruiseNReview said you could do it. And it's fine.
Oh, man.
You can do it. You're on vacation.
Ugh.
You might get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
You're on vacation.
The cruise lines
You got travel insurance. You'll be fine.
The cruise lines do have a security
Do not
system.
run
Please.
down the hallway naked, please.
Yeah.
And if you do, make sure you got some money to buy your way out of what you just got yourself into.
Yeah.
Unless you're in one of those places.
Because I don't know if the travel insurance includes.
If you run down the hallway naked,
Yeah.
I will do some research and we will get back to you on the next episode. Do not run down the hallway naked, but have fun. Enjoy yourself. You know, you can talk about running down the hallway naked. You just probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They can also see you on your cruise ship balconies too. You are not alone.
No.
So just be mindful.
Take those ideas out of your head.
Don't do
right
it.
now.
Do not do what you're thinking about doing. Keep in mind, you can do as little or as much as possible. You want to go all the time? Go all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything? Don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's vacation.
Yeah. If you wanna go run and do all the activities on a cruise ship while somebody else in your party takes a nap because we've done
somebody drove all night and you slept 8 hours in the car. That's why I had to take a
But
nap.
I'm just saying, do what you want to do. Let other people in your party do what they want to do.
Yeah, don't be a boss. Don't be bossy.
Yeah.
No. You need leaders in travel groups, but don't be bossy.
No.
Don't tell me what to do.
No, yeah. Because
you know my life.
It's even Northfrog has things he wants to do on vacation. You know, he does his own thing. We kind of do our own thing, and you know, we do a lot of things together. But if you want to go take a nap and the other person wants to go get a drink or go get a slice of pizza, do what you want to do because it's going to help your vacation mindset.
Don't let others influence your
Looky there.
expectations of your vacation. Do not let others influence your vacation expectations. Don't care what they did, what they said you. I mean, listen to people, take recommendations, but who cares? What your rich neighbor or your rich friend or whoever did, nobody cares.
Yep.
And nobody cares. Hey, I got a newsflash for you. Nobody cares what you do on your vacation. You are the only person that cares. So do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in the end of the day, nobody cares. They really don't. I know that sounds terrible, but you're stressing yourself out because you're like, oh, I'm in Santorini. I've got to go stand on the edge of this thing and take this Instagram photo because that's what people do. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, nobody gives a darn about your picture up on that thing. You do.
Yeah.
And if you want that picture, go get it. But don't stress yourself out if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just stupid.
And I mean, coming from somebody that loves to take pictures in cool places, because our house is full of travel pictures. Yeah. And I always want to go to that scenic spot and take that picture, but I promise it's not for Instagram. It's to remember those places. It's to remember where we were. It might be to help sell a vacation. But, you know, I love to print those pictures and hang them in our house and remember those fun memories that we made, you know, and so please do not let, because somebody else did it means you have to go do it if you don't want to go do it. You know, absolutely don't do that, you know. So just please remember that. Do what you want to do on your vacation. Don't let Instagram or social media influence. Now, take suggestions. You and I always make suggestions on what to do, but if you don't want to do those things, I promise as a travel agent, we are not going to be mad. You know, we make suggestions.
We'll try to stop you from making a mistake, but we're not going to.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, do what you want to do. That's only going to help your mindset 100%.
Embrace the adventure of the journey and the beauty of the destination. That is the vacation mindset.
Absolutely. We're going to get in trouble for that later.
The Utopia of the Seas will be Royal Caribbean's newest ship when it comes out in July of 2024. And I wouldn't say it's like any other, but they've got Icon of the Seas. But it's going to be a big year next year for Royal Caribbean. But they've just announced all the activities on Utopia of the Seas. It's like an Oasis class Generation Plus Plus. You can let us all know about that if you would like to sail on that. But we want you to know all about the newest Oasis class vessel. There's an episode of that we did recently on one of our podcasts all about them. This one's like even bigger and better than that. Take a look at the latest on Utopia of the Seas.
It's the biggest weekend on the planet. It's going to be our first Oasis class ship that we've placed straight into 3 and 4 day cruises to Perfect Day. When you combine Utopia with Perfect Day, there will be no vacation like it.
Utopia of the Seas has just so much to offer guests, from the open decks, the pools, you name it. It's really what short vacation dreams are made of. There's something for everyone. Guests are looking for water experiences. We know they're looking for fun in the sun, and it really just brings all of that energy and excitement that Royal Caribbean vacations are known for to the heart of the open decks.
On Utopia of the Seas, we really wanted to bring to life some new food and beverage experiences for our guests. So there's been so much thought, effort, and commitment put into developing special products. In addition, we're bringing guest favorite food experiences elevated to a whole new level.
The bars and lounges and the nightlife, the shows, just so much to do on board. The vibe across the ship gives you that energy that you're looking for to just recharge on a short vacation. We want people to understand all of the great opportunities there are for people to try new things and celebrate with their families and spend time together on an easy, quick, no-brainer, no-complainer getaway.
Utopia actually has the best room mix of any Oasis-class ship that we've delivered thus far. The Solarium Suites are some of the best real estate available on any of our ships. You now have floor-to-ceiling windows, the best views at sea, panoramic views, but also the ability to drop down the windows so that you can still experience the sea air.
3 days will be never enough to experience everything that's available to you on Utopia and Perfect Day. And our intention is that people have such an incredible time, they'll come back again and again and again and again.
The inaugural sailing of Utopia of the Seas will be July 22nd, 2024. It is now available to book 3 and 4 night cruises from Port Canaveral. That's a lot to pack into a 3 or 4 night vacation. But if you're a weekend cruiser and you want to take a shorter cruise, this is the biggest, baddest ship in all of the Caribbean. At that point, it'll probably be second to Icon of the Seas, but there's nothing like these Oasis class vessels. We would love to book that for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're Nordstrom's favorite. He'll give you a whole list of things you need to do and activities, and we can help you plan your entire vacation on those ships.
Cruise and Review would be happy to help you book that. Go to CruiseNReview.com. You can also email us at info@CruiseNReview.com to get started. Just let us know. All you got to say is Utopia of the Seas. You'll be happy to go. Audrey's our resident sales specialist, and she'll be more than happy to take care of you. And hopefully you don't get Nordstrom. It gets very crabby when he's trying to watch TV.
Yeah.
That is the case. Our next show will be July 20th, and we are actually stepping away from the cruise ranks for this particular episode. We're going to talk about summer in one of our favorite little town destinations for a weekend trip that we take pretty frequently, and that is summer in Branson, Missouri.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love all things Branson. The Branson boats and Bunko are the three Bs.
The three Bs.
I do love some Bunko. But Branson is, I think it's in my little blog. I love that little town. There's so much to do. There's so many activities, and for stuff for all ages, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids. It's like a cruise ship on land, which I think is why I love it so much. So I'm excited. We're going to talk about that and all the fun things.
This will be the first of 2 episodes we will do on Branson. One is summer in Branson, and one is Christmas in Branson. The 2 are totally different.
Yes.
Depending on the experience that you're wanting to get. So much to do in Branson in the summer, but so much to do at Branson Christmas. It's the first of 2 episodes that we'll do on Branson, Missouri. And we will be sure to tune into that if you've never been there. And again, stepping away from cruising for just a minute and going to Branson, Missouri, a great little town in the Ozark Mountains. We'll talk about shows, food, dining. If you're a big Silver Dollar City fan, you like roller coasters, we'll talk about all of that. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us also on social media. And if you listen to us on audio streaming, this is available on audio streaming. It doesn't have all the video and everything else with it, but if you want to listen to us on the go, we have audio streaming options available You just go to CruiseNReview.com/podcast to get all of that information, or anywhere you get your podcast.
Absolutely. And remember, follow Norris Frog, our executive producer, on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Norris Frog. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
Somebody's
LinkedIn.
mowing the yard.
Yep. And somebody's mowing the yard. So, hey, that's good, though.
That's good, though. I'm
Got
glad
the grass.
glad they're there. Getting a little long.
So we can book vacation. Somebody else is mowing the grass.
And you just now figured out how spoiled we actually are. Somebody's mowing the yard. Okay. So that's it. That's what we've got. Next episode, July 20th, summer in Branson, Missouri. That's Norris Frog. I'm Blake.
And I'm Audrey.
Bye-bye for now.